Cheating. We've all done it at some point. Whether it be looking at your friend's part of the TV while playing split screen, which you would normally do to find out where they were. Peering over your classmate's shoulder during a test, or peeking while playing hide and seek, mostly innocuous things. Well, now it's time to learn how you could, hypothetically of course, cheat in something with merit. But first, I'm gonna need you to sign this official document stating you won't use this knowledge for anything malicious. Oh, that bit at the bottom? Don't worry about it. Just some legal jargon meant to fill the rest of the paper out. Nothing important. Great, let's get started. To get them out of the way, we'll go over some ban techniques that are technically cheating in a competitive environment. Of course, there are the obvious ones like turning off the console, unplugging your opponent's controller, or assaulting them, but there are a few in-game ones too, such as stalling. Stalling, as defined by the Melee recommended rule set, is excessively delaying the game or match. This can be done in a number of ways. You can stall with Peach's side special by using it against a wall, staying underneath the stage where almost no character can reach you, or by using Jigglypuff's rising pound, that is, angling her pound upward as to lose less height, far away or above the stage. You can also make use of the Luigi ladder in teams, which I've already shown off in a video. Or you can join the fun and use the most popular form of stalling, planking. In Melee, characters get 37 frames of full invincibility upon grabbing a ledge. Planking is the act of abusing this ledge invincibility, most commonly to maintain a lead on an opponent via non-interaction. With some characters against certain others, planking is notoriously difficult to contest with, and attempts to stop your opponent from planking often risk being killed yourself, or at least having your opponent's lead stretched further. And as some of you might have surmised by the clips being played on screen, with planking the stalling rule hasn't been enforced as much as maybe it should have been. Perhaps because of its ambiguous wording. I mean, excessively? How do you quantify that? This is why in the past few years a sort of addendum has been made for planking. The ledge grab limit, as it's called, throws excessively out the window, and limits the amount of times a player can grab the ledge in a single match, most commonly to 60, with an asterisk. Because not only does the offending player have to grab the ledge 60 or more times in a single match, the players also have to exhaust the match's full 8-minute timer for the rule to even come into effect. Meaning players can pretty much plank as much as they want, waiting for their opponent to make a mistake near the ledge or kill themselves, as long as the match doesn't go to time. If the match does go to time, however, the planking player loses the match regardless of stocks and percent. Stalling also comes in the form of continuing infinite combos past 300%. While this was mostly only relevant when the Ice Climber's infinite wobbling combo was legal, there are some other infinites involving the walls on Pokemon Stadium as well that also fall under this ruling.
That's not okay.
Yo!
This is so dumb.
On top of wobbling, however, Ice Climbers have another ban technique called the freeze glitch, which involves the computer climber grabbing and up or forward throwing an opponent, while the player climber uses side special during the computer climber's hit lag. Doing this right will, as the name suggests, freeze your opponent, though throwing them again will unfreeze them. This can either be used to stall or just as a much more difficult infinite for the Ice Climbers. But in either case, it makes sense that it was banned. You might have heard Melee has no banned characters, but you're wrong. You see, by using the name entry glitch, a glitch I went over a few videos ago, you can play as the only accessible banned character in the whole game. Why is he banned? Well, under rule sets which use percentage instead of stamina, the former being what's used in the standard rule set, Master Hand is completely unkillable, because you can't knock him into the blast zones to take away any of his stocks. And I know what you're thinking. Yes, you can actually control him too. more clandestine, treacherous, and much more difficult, there exist ways of altering the game itself in ways which only benefit the one making the changes. In tournament, for money. As far as I know, there's only been one recorded case of this ever happening. It was in 2016 when a Pichu player from Ohio gave several not-so-discreet buffs to his character in an effort to perform better in tournament. His method? Running a hacked version of Melee he had created on a Wii via an SD card. It worked, and the Pichu player began taking full sets from power-ranked players with his bottom-tier character, collecting prize money while also generating some buzz. But something seemed fishy to the people in his scene. For one, he wouldn't play friendlies with anyone, nor would he agree to play a tournament set on any setup other than his own. On top of that, his VODs just looked not right. So members of the Ohio Melee community secretly took his SD card from his Wii, copied the Melee ISO stored on it, and did some testing. It was pretty obvious. When using a certain skin on port 4, the skin and port the player used in tournament, Pichu fell faster, had her hitboxes increased in size, some nearly 3 times what they were normally, aerials were almost lagless and didn't need to be L-cancelled, and F-Smash did 24% and killed at 35. He was banned. Luckily, this kind of cheating isn't possible online due to client-side desynchronization, but as far as a surefire method of preventing this in person, well, there isn't one currently. You could have people play on setups that aren't their own, of course, but as a tournament becomes bigger, this becomes more difficult to keep track of and enforce. And because many setups nowadays have Melee being played from SD cards or USB drives on Wiis, it isn't reasonable to ask that people only play on GameCubes. And besides, you can load mods on GameCubes with a memory card. I understand this video might be the proverbial can of worms, but if it is one, hopefully this is the can of worms that encourages a complete solution to this issue before someone cheats again like this, without one.